From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
Our focus is on the fact that this is an attack on free speech.
You read through the indictment and his behavior in that indictment, and it's nauseating. It's despicable behavior.
Former President Donald Trump is due in federal court in just hours. What we can expect and how the former president is pushing back against this third indictment. Justin.
And hazardous materials found inside hundreds of boxes in someone's backyard here in San Pablo. I'm Justin Andrews. The details on what we know so far coming up.
And it's another cool and cloudy day here in the Bay Area, but we have a big warm up with triple digits within the next couple days. I'll tell you where that's going to happen coming up in your first look forecast.
And if you are in the East Bay right now, heading over to the city, keep in mind we do have an accident that we want to talk about. And as you can see, it is creating some heavy backup there. We have the details coming right up.
But first, we are taking a live look from our camera on top of Black Mountain, looking at that sunrise right there. Beautiful morning for us, but it is also a chilly morning no matter where you live.
Yeah.
I learned that this morning. I usually don't need a jacket, and I definitely needed one with the dog this morning.
Absolutely. And you live off in the East Bay. I'm in San Francisco where it's jacket weather year round, and I still haven't fully grasped that concept yet. But I will say this, later into this afternoon, temperatures stay below average no matter whether you live along the coast, our East Bay, the North Bay, or hey, even down into the Santa Clara Valley. We're all dealing with below average, cool, chilly temperatures for us this morning. Temperatures right now actually sitting in the upper 50s. Anywhere from Livermore all the way off into San Francisco, pretty much hand in hand right now. 53 in the heart of Santa Rosa, where along our coastline, we're even seeing just a little bit of drizzle in the forecast for us along that coast with those dense clouds. Now, those dense clouds make their way over into Livermore. It pulls back into the afternoon hours. At that point, Hayward, north into Richmond, sees a little bit of cloud coverage, but really where it stays dense, of course, it's our coastline. We've been seeing that all week long. But let's head back over into Livermore, where daytime highs today are only warming up to 75 degrees. I mean, we've been dealing with some record-breaking heat down to the southwest, but look at this number. I mean, it's cool for us here in the Bay Area, even off in some of our warmer spots like Livermore for that matter. So later today, here in the Bay, here's what we're going to warm up to this afternoon. 60s in sight for us just along our coast, all the way off into the Bay Area. Once we head all the way into our inland areas, that's where we're going to see some 80s and 70s in the forecast. We have one more cool day. That's today. Once we head into this weekend, that heat dome really starts to build its way in. We're going to notice it mostly off in our east inland hills, where for now we're still in the 80s, but right around the corner, we do hit the triple digits. Jocelyn?
All right, Jess, so be sure to enjoy today's temperatures before that. It starts to get warmer this weekend. Now, we do want to talk about this accident here on the Bay Bridge. This is actually just at the Bay Bridge toll plaza there, but you see that red and orange there. It is creating a bit of a backup there. You are looking at about a 10 to 11 minute drive from the toll plaza over into the city, but we can imagine that that backup may get a little bit worse. We will keep updating you as far as that accident, how things are looking as far as the toll plaza over into the city. So this is a better look here. You can see that back up a little bit as that morning progresses and as people head out the door. But again, we will keep you updated on that drive time. At the Golden Gate Bridge, it's a little bit of a clearer image compared to the last couple of days as far as the fog. You are looking at about a 20-minute drive from Highway 37 over to the bridge.
There's new security in place just hours before former President Donald Trump is set to appear in a federal court to face criminal charges. These gates went up outside in the courthouse in D.C., where Trump will be arraigned today. He's facing 4 felony charges related to his alleged efforts to remain in power following his loss in the 2020 election. Trump is set to leave his estate in New Jersey this morning to head back to Washington, D.C. Capitol Police are on alert after a false report of an active shooter prompted a lockdown on Capitol Hill, just blocks from the courthouse where Trump will appear. The former president is accused of spreading lies, knowing his claims of fraud in the 2020 election were false. The case against Trump will play out near the buildings his supporters stormed on January 6, 2021. While campaigning in Indiana, his former Vice President Mike Pence spoke about that day.
On that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution, but I chose the Constitution, and I always will.
Trump is expected to enter a not guilty plea. We will cover his arrival and arraignment in a special report this afternoon. We'll also have a live report from Washington, D.C. in our next half hour. And for complete coverage of the indictment of former President Trump on KPIX.com, you can read the full 45-page indictment, see the special counsel's full comments, and find more info about Trump's other indictments and criminal cases. All right, back here in the Bay Area, mandatory evacuation orders are still in place this morning after a hazardous material incident in San Pablo. So this means people were out of their homes all night long. Everyone in a 6-block radius was evacuated, including part of Giant Highway, Minor Avenue, 11th Street, and Palmer Avenue. Justin Andrews has been live near where that area is. And Justin, we've seen crews there all morning long. A really busy scene for this neighborhood this morning.
Yeah, Amanda, and actually the scene is picked up within the last 20 minutes or so. I want to step out of the scene to show you that, that hazmat truck right down the road here that arrived here about 20 minutes ago. You can see they actually extended up some type of device up in the air here. That's because at this hour, they are still trying to figure out exactly what those hazardous materials were found inside the backyard of a home right here on this block. Keep in mind, this material was something that really raised a red flag for them. They had to quickly rush most of that material out of this neighborhood on yesterday. Again, at this hour, no word on exactly what's inside those boxes. That's something we're going to try to confirm this morning with crews, at least at some point. We have learned that the person at the house where the incident happened is a retired chemistry professor who had stored some chemical supplies in a shed for quite a while, and the chemicals had likely become unstable. We know that he is cooperating with authorities, at least at this hour. Hazmat crews brought in that special equipment, this was on yesterday, to examine the containers in that shed to help try to figure out exactly what's in there. And obviously that part of the investigation is still going on because crews have returned out here at 5 o'clock this morning. We do know that people in this neighborhood were directed to Contra Costa County Community College for a shelter. We know the Red Cross is assisting evacuees. Some people told us they didn't waste any time getting out of their homes yesterday.
We were coming home, and we came home the usual way down 11th Street, and then we saw all these ambulances and fire trucks and police cars, and then we had an emergency on our cell phone as we got on 11th Street.
All right, so no word yet on exactly what these chemicals are. There's also no word on any charges, if any, that chemists will face. Again, the investigation is still underway. Crews are still out here on scene. Activity has picked up within the last 20 minutes. So we should maybe get some details throughout the morning. And as we do, we'll certainly pass them along to you. Amanda.
All right, Justin, thanks so much. What an inconvenience for so many people there. California is a human trafficking hotspot with victims forced into all kinds of horrible, unimaginable situations. But over a dozen trafficking victims were rescued right here in the Bay Area. Over 2 weeks in July, local law enforcement agencies worked with the FBI to carry out 17 operations. They arrested 9 people linked to trafficking.
There are kids. They're living in our communities, they're living on our streets, and they are not for sale. The Bay Area has led the way in developing techniques to investigate and disrupt this activity. Operation Cross Country started here in the Bay Area. We have always been leading the way on this.
But the end of that operation is just the beginning of a long road to recovery for those victims. Our Andrea Nakano spoke with a survivor turned advocate in Sonoma County who hopes things go better for those women than they did for her.
When I was 26, I was arrested for the last time, and I had a 3-month-old baby boy that I needed to think about. And at that time, I realized I needed to end the cycle that was within my family.
Elizabeth Quiroz says she met her trafficker when she was just 16 years old. It began with a stranger first giving her compliments, then gifts, then a hope of a better life than what she was experiencing at home. But it just led to a life of crime and trauma.
At the time of the point of contact of me being arrested, there was no services. I was treated as a criminal and looked down upon because, of course, I was an addict. I was, selling drugs and smoked my own supply because of all those years of trauma and being trafficked.
Quiroz is applauding FBI's latest Operation Cross Country that helped locate 4 children and 17 adults. She feels the key to really reaching the victims is to provide the right type of resources.
It's important that we continue to bring advocates, we continue to, even survivors, to be a part of those situations where the victims can relate. They can understand because they're not going to talk to somebody that's in a uniform.
That's why Quiroz co-founded Redemption House to give victims the support and tools they need to turn their lives around.
But once they realize, that the power is theirs, once they get out of that life and they realize that that's their power is theirs and their voice is theirs, they'll start be able to be set free from all of that.
Kiro says the resources she was provided behind bars truly changed her life. She now is a social worker with a master's degree. While her focus is now to help others, she is rewarded with each victim she saves.
A lot of times their traffickers are not prosecuted or arrested, or their abusers it goes unnoticed. So I tell them, well, just keep sharing, keep speaking about it, keep sharing, keep speaking, and that will be a form of justice. So then you can get that proper healing. So it helps me too when I do this.
Now on our other top stories, right now several streets in San Francisco still closed 48 hours after a massive fire at a building under construction. Check out how the flames ripped down scaffolding and even cracked windows across the street from the site at Octavia and Oak Streets. No one was hurt, but 8 people living nearby were displaced. Neighbors told us there had been previous encampment fires in the area that they warned the city about months ago. In a post on social media, San Francisco Mayor London Breed addressed the challenges the city is facing with outreach programs, adding, quote, "We are working to address these encampments, but we are under a federal injunction that limits our ability to move tents even when people refuse shelter. We cannot force people to accept or stay in shelter, and we're unable to prevent people from setting up an encampment area that was just cleaned. This is the situation we are in." Power splicing has also been pointed out as a possible cause of that fire. Again, investigators have not confirmed anything just yet. Well, hotel workers and politicians in Los Angeles are calling on Taylor Swift to postpone the last leg of her Eras tour. That starts tonight. In an open letter to the pop star, Unite Here, Local 11, and dozens of Southern California politicians all asked Swift for her support while hotel workers strike for a living wage.